As a brain doctor, I'm shocked. This fruit raises stroke risk overnight. Adapting your dietary habits as you age is one of the most critical steps you can take toward maintaining long-term vitality, brain health, and independence. You won't want to miss the final habit, or 99% will miss the last tip and will stay stuck with avoidable health risks for life. Many of us believe that fruit is always a safe, healthy choice, regardless of our age or medication status. However, for those over 60, certain fruits can quietly interact with prescriptions, spike blood sugar, or disrupt mineral balances in ways that significantly elevate the risk of a stroke. Understanding how to align your fruit consumption with your body's current biological needs is essential for protecting your vascular system and ensuring your longevity. 1. Bananas, the potassium overload risk. Bananas are often praised as a heart-healthy snack, but they can be a hidden danger for seniors. As we age, our kidneys naturally become less efficient at filtering minerals from the bloodstream. This is especially true for those dealing with high blood pressure or taking medications like ACE inhibitors or specific diuretics. In these cases, the high potassium content in bananas can accumulate, leading to a condition that disrupts the heart's rhythm. When the heart misfires, it can cause blood to pool or move erratically, which encourages the formation of blood clots. If such a clot reaches the brain, it can trigger a devastating stroke overnight. For men and women over 60, the timing and amount of potassium intake are crucial. Consuming a large banana late at night when circulation slows down can create a perfect storm for arterial stiffness and clot formation. Instead of eating multiple bananas or using them in heavy smoothies, it is safer to limit intake to half a banana in the morning. Pairing it with a protein source, such as Greek yogurt, helps slow the absorption and prevents a sudden mineral spike. Always consult with a physician about how potassium-rich foods might interact with your specific blood pressure or heart medications. 2. Grapes, the concentrated sugar spike. Grapes are essentially tiny, concentrated sugar bombs. While they feel light and refreshing, they deliver a massive surge of glucose and fructose directly into the bloodstream. For older adults, the body's insulin response is often slower and blood vessels are more fragile. A rapid spike in blood sugar doesn't just stress the pancreas, it triggers inflammation within the delicate walls of the arteries. This inflammation causes vessels to stiffen and narrow, creating a prime environment for microscopic tears and the subsequent formation of blood clots that lead to silent strokes. To mitigate this risk, grapes should never be consumed on an empty stomach or in large quantities. The sugar in grapes digests very quickly, which can lead to thick, sluggish blood if you are dehydrated or under stress. If you choose to enjoy grapes, keep the portion to a small handful and always pair them with a healthy fat or protein, like a few almonds or a slice of cheese. This slows the sugar absorption and protects your vascular lining from the inflammatory damage caused by repeated glucose spikes. 3. Pineapple, enzymes, and nighttime acid. Pineapple contains an enzyme called bromelain, which can be beneficial for digestion in small amounts but problematic in excess. For seniors on blood-thinning medications, bromelain can interfere with normal clotting, leading to unpredictable bleeding or even a brain bleed. Additionally, pineapple has a high glycemic index, causing rapid blood sugar surges. When eaten as a late-night dessert, this sugar circulates through the system while you are sedentary, stressing the blood vessels at the very moment the brain is most vulnerable. There is also a hidden respiratory risk associated with pineapple's high acidity. It can trigger silent acid reflux during sleep, which leads to airway pressure changes and reduced oxygen flow to the brain. This lack of oxygenated blood can be a silent trigger for early morning strokes, which are often the most severe. If you enjoy this tropical fruit, it is best to eat it earlier in the day and avoid it entirely before bed. Ensuring your brain has a stable, oxygen-rich environment while you rest is vital for preventing vascular accidents during the night. 4. Watermelon, the dehydration misconception. Watermelon is 90% water, but for seniors, it can ironically lead to dehydration. It acts as a natural diuretic, encouraging the body to shed fluids. For an older adult already taking water pills for heart failure or blood pressure, eating large amounts of watermelon late in the day can cause excessive fluid loss overnight. When the body is dehydrated, the blood becomes thicker and more viscous. Like syrup moving through a narrow pipe, thick blood moves slowly, significantly increasing the likelihood of a clot forming in an already narrowed artery. Thick blood and slowed circulation during the night are major precursors to ischemic strokes. To enjoy watermelon safely, it should be consumed during the morning or afternoon when you are active and able to replenish lost fluids throughout the day. Pairing it with a pinch of salt or a source of electrolytes can help the body retain the necessary hydration. If you experience dry mouth or morning dizziness, it may be a sign that your fruit habits are inadvertently drying out your vascular system and putting your brain at risk. 5. Oranges, chemical interactions with meds. Oranges are a staple of the American breakfast, but they contain compounds called furanocoumarins. These chemicals can interfere with the way the liver metabolizes common medications, including statins for cholesterol and calcium channel blockers for blood pressure. This interaction can cause drug levels to build up to toxic proportions in the bloodstream or, conversely, cause them to be flushed out too quickly. This instability makes the blood vessels react unpredictably, potentially leading to clots or vessel ruptures. For those over 60, the liver is already processing substances more slowly. Mixing citrus juice with powerful heart medications can create a dangerous internal environment. Instead of drinking large glasses of orange juice, which also provides a massive sugar spike without fiber, it is safer to eat a small clementine or use a splash of lemon in water. Always check with your pharmacist or doctor to see if your specific prescriptions have a citrus warning, as this well-meaning habit could be undermining your medical treatment and endangering your brain. 6. Apples, the modern sugar trap. Not all apples are created equal, and many modern varieties like Honeycrisp or Fuji have been bred specifically for high sugar content. For a senior with insulin resistance or prediabetes, these sweet apples can cause significant blood sugar fluctuations. Frequent sugar surges damage the endothelial lining of the brain's arteries. When these linings are damaged, the body initiates a clotting response to patch the micro tears, which can lead to a blockage and a stroke. To avoid this sugar trap, choose tartar varieties like Granny Smith, which are lower in sugar and higher in brain-protecting polyphenols. Never eat a sweet apple as a standalone snack. Instead, eat it with almond butter or a piece of protein to keep your blood sugar stable. The goal is to provide your brain with a slow, steady supply of energy rather than the roller coaster effect caused by high sugar fruits. Stable blood sugar is the foundation of a resilient vascular system. 7. Cherries, natural blood thinners. Cherries contain natural compounds called salicylates, which act similarly to aspirin by thinning the blood. While this can be helpful for some, it is dangerous for seniors already on prescribed blood thinners, like warfarin or Plavix. The compounded effect of the fruit and the medication can make the blood too thin, leading to fragile vessels that are prone to leaking. This increases the risk of a hemorrhagic stroke, which is bleeding directly into the brain tissue. Because the effects of salicylates are cumulative, a nightly bowl of cherries can slowly push your body into a danger zone, where minor internal pressures can lead to a rupture. If you are on any medication that affects clotting, cherries should be consumed only in moderation and never as a daily concentrate or juice. Being aware of the medicinal properties of your food is essential when your body is already being managed by potent pharmaceuticals. 8. Strawberries, pesticides, and inflammation. Strawberries consistently top the lists of produce with the highest pesticide residues. For older adults, the body's detoxification pathways are less robust, meaning these chemicals can accumulate in the tissues and the brain. Many of these pesticides are neurotoxic and increase oxidative stress, which weakens the integrity of the small blood vessels in the brain. Over time, this toxic load can contribute to vascular inflammation and the cognitive decline associated with mini strokes. Furthermore, strawberries contain purines, which break down into uric acid. High levels of uric acid are linked to systemic inflammation and can trigger gout or vascular irritation. For those with a history of kidney issues or high blood pressure, this added inflammatory burden can be the tipping point for a cardiovascular event. Choosing organic strawberries and consuming them in small portions is the best way to enjoy the fruit without the heavy load of toxins and inflammatory triggers. 9. Dried fruits, the ultimate concentration of risk. Dried fruits like raisins, dates, and dried apricots are perhaps the most dangerous category for stroke risk in seniors. Because the water has been removed, the sugar and mineral content are incredibly concentrated. A small handful of raisins can contain as much sugar as a large bowl of fresh fruit, leading to massive glucose spikes. They are also high in sulfites, which are preservatives that can trigger inflammatory reactions in sensitive individuals, leading to constricted airways and stressed blood vessels. The high caloric and sugar density of dried fruit makes it very easy to overconsume, leading to rapid weight gain and increased arterial pressure. For anyone over 60, the goal is to keep the blood as clean and free-flowing as possible. Dried fruits do the opposite. They make the blood sticky and the vessels inflamed. Stick to fresh whole fruits with high fiber content to ensure you are nourishing your brain without the hidden dangers of concentrated sugars and preservatives. Subscribe to prevent massive future failures. What are the top 3 tips from this list that you plan to start doing today to improve your health? Drop your answer in the comments. I read and reply to as many as I can.